Hey guys, my name is Steve and welcome back to FOOTY.COM. I've been joined by Phil Dells as ever, and today we got another kit review on FOOTY.COM. If you don't know, we're doing a very comprehensive rundown of pretty much every single kit from the Premier League and maybe Serie A, well the big teams at very least, La Liga, over in the Bundesliga, and essentially any kit that takes our interest. So if you're a big fan of kits and you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss a single video about all the new kits for the 2019-20 season. Today, we're going to take a close look at Adidas' new kit for Leicester City. Phil, what is your initial take on this? I wouldn't say challenging Leicester City shirt, but it's definitely a little bit different by their standards in general.
It is. It's an interesting shirt because it develops on this season's shirt, which is quite a simple design. It had a couple of nice little features, but it was very simple. Kind of typical shirt for the first year when a brand joins up with a team, as we talk about a lot on this channel. And the second year we've got...
Was it last year where they got famously in trouble because they had that really bad template kit, which was like...
Yes, their third kit this season, which unfortunately was well, interesting enough, it's the same template as Ajax's away shirt.
Okay.
And it's funny that template is kind of one of the blander designs, but it's had a good moment with Ajax.
If you missed the Ferrora, basically last year, they released a third kit, and it was just essentially like a training top with a logo on, wasn't it? So
sadly.
Thankfully, they've gone past this. But as you were saying about this shirt in general...
Yes. Yeah, this one has a few new features, and the most obvious one is, of course, the checkerboard pattern. And it's an interesting one. I'm not aware of a previous Leicester kit having this sort of design, so it's a new thing for the team. It's subtle, you can appreciate it, but it doesn't kind of get in your face too much, and I don't mind it at all. I think, as I say, not really sure why it's been chosen. There's probably some sort of press release spiel about it, but I mean, I
couldn't see anywhere. I looked around in general. I didn't really see much in terms of the old press release and explain why it is. Just more.
So probably just
As you keep talking about, I'll look on Leicester's website now and see if I can find anything. But
and I think the other thing, and in general, I quite like what Leicester have done, and they did it actually, to be fair to them, towards the end of when they were with Puma, and that they use gold quite a lot as their sort of secondary colour, and I like that because a lot of teams. And there's quite a few blue and white teams, of course. It's a nice distinguishing factor for them to have a bit of gold. And, to be fair to them, why not? Because it, of course, nods to that Premier League win, I think, in a sense.
It feels like a lifetime ago, but Leicester City were once Premier League champions. And do you know what? They have got a pretty golden future at the moment, because
they do.
I watched Leicester against Manchester City the other night, and if you're watching this well in the future, it was that 1-0 victory towards the end of last season. It could be for ages away when you're watching this video.
Indeed.
But Leicester under Brendan Rodgers, and I don't know once again they'll be in the future from now, look like a very exciting team with some good players. Obviously, the likes of Maddison, Chilwell, Harvey Barnes. They've got, obviously, Vardy, who's Jamie Vardy, and maybe Tielemans might be there by the time you're watching this video still. They're a good team. I think this is quite a nice little kit, actually. I think it's a good example when you do a simple kit pretty well. And I think the checkerboard approach, it just makes it pop a little bit. I don't know why. It's not complicated, it's not challenging, but it's just like good, solid design. That's what I would describe it.
I kind of said, and it's probably a coincidence, but I said on Twitter, it kind of made me laugh that their sponsor being King Power and this checkerboard. It's kind of a chess thing going on there. And it's completely coincidental, but I think I do quite like, actually, a quick note on what we're seeing on the Adidas kits for next season is those three stripes are coming down a bit further down the shoulder. It's a small thing, but I kind of prefer that to previous years.
Only you would notice that.
If you look at a lot of kits this year, they cut off a lot more abruptly, and I much prefer it going a bit further down. Small thing on Adidas.
Some people did say it reminded me of the Chelsea home kit from 2012, which I'll put on the screen now. Actually, those stripes go even further down the shoulders by the looks of it. The fact that all I can see really is just got gold with a blue top. It doesn't look that. It's an Adidas top with gold on.
Exactly, and the thing is, and me, I've got. I'm a bit of a pedant when it comes to details. If we really wanted to, there are differences. I mean, obviously it's similar, but at the end of the day,
it's just a gold and blue, really, isn't it?
There's nothing really new under the sun, is there? There's always a comparison. But I do think as a whole, it's definitely, like you say, it's a good shirt, and it's a shirt, which hopefully, I mean, this is always the worry that it will become a sort of a design we see in multiple teams. And I think if it doesn't, this is a good design.
Is there anyone else that you're familiar with Adidas with checkerboard pattern this year coming up?
It's a really good question. I can't think of any, but it does, the sort of checkerboard type design was what we saw with the infamous Condivo template. And that wasn't a checkerboard, but it sort of mimicked a checkerboard. And this is the design you saw with a host of international kits and club kits.
They were obviously they're not quite as tight as were they?
Exactly, they were this more sort of graphic.
The Croatia one, famously.
Not Croatia. That was Nike, but
Nike. Sorry.
Belgium had it for their away kit. In England, you had kind of Wolves, Cardiff, most of the Adidas teams. That weren't the kind of big teams. But so this is not a design you see a lot of, and I quite like it. Hopefully, it stays to just a Leicester kit.
What would you have liked to see to make it better in general?
I think there's not for what they're trying to do. I can't think of any obvious changes. I mean, personally, I think the pattern it just isn't kind of. For me, I would like to see something a bit more tying back to some of the older kits, something a bit more obviously connected to the club. But in terms of the execution, the pattern I think is quite good.
It's very tidy, isn't it?
Yeah, and even the sponsor works very well. They've done it before, where the crown of the sponsor is gold and the
sleeve sponsor just sits in quite nicely.
It does, yeah. So to be honest, I think it's one of those shirts where basically I think it's done all it could given the direction they've gone. It's just not one of my favourite designs in terms of.
It's nice to see the Adidas in gold as well. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? It would have been great if they could find some way to make a bit of gold in the Leicester crest. They did with the Chelsea one.
Why not have a gold fox? I mean, that was something they could do.
Really go for it, but obviously clubs are very willing usually to change their branding. We've seen once again. I remember City fans will recognise City have had monochrome badges every now and then for kits, so it can be done. It often is done by clubs. That would have been pretty cool. Anything you don't like about the shirt, really?
I think just in general, I find a lot of Adidas designs, they're just lacking that extra bit of flair. So whether it's things like, there's not too many nice details on things like the cuffs and the collar. Yes. They're very vanilla. You look at a lot of the kits like Umbro's kits this season, where you had the really nice cuffs and even just in general. I mean, having said that with the collar, at least it's not a kind of a drop neck thing, so that's good in that sense.
It's not really memorable. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, that's the thing.
And I think the one thing which Adidas are in danger of in general, and I'm getting this feeling more and more, is that I think people are a little bit bored of the kind of the use of the three stripes as well.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple of comments saying that as well in general.
And I think if you remember the glory days of the 90s. Adidas were really good at taking that three-stripe motif and doing stuff creative with it, making it massive. If you think of some of the kind of, like the Liverpool kits in the 90s, as well as those kind of subtle things. So, I feel like Adidas need to sort of catch up a little bit and go a bit more down the creative route using the three stripes. At the moment, it feels like, you mentioned the Chelsea kit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been that thing where you've had 6 or 7 years of essentially... you at least know what you're getting from the Adidas stripes, the rest of it can only go so far as a result of that.
We may as well quickly mention the goalkeeper kits because there's a few of them knocking about there. Yep. They're just there's a few different colours. I've lost the article now, but in general, you're saying it's been used in the MLS.
I believe it's the same template, which is a nice design. But as far as I know, it's just one of their goalkeeper templates. It does look good. Kasper Schmeichel looks good.
Kasper Schmeichel there's a few different colours there. It's a decent little shirt.
Yeah, it's a nice design.
It's quite a nice design actually. I quite like it. That one looks like a pyjama top. It does look a bit just sweatery. It's a nice shirt. Yeah. Overall, I think this is a pretty decent shirt. Yeah. Once again, you look at the Chelsea shirt that we reviewed. Go and check out the video for that one, which we really like and was worn at the weekend. This is going to be worn against Chelsea, I think, this weekend as well. And it's actually available. You can basically get it. If you order it, it'll probably turn up in like a couple of days. I think it's available on Friday morning or the 9th. The 9th. Yeah, essentially tomorrow morning. 9th of May, you can get it from. But basically, when we look at the Chelsea one, the weekend worn, it's had some criticism from some Chelsea fans, but I think it's just nice. It's going to be a lot. It's fun. It's different. It's memorable. And this kit, as nice and clean as it is, it isn't going to be anywhere near as memorable. It's just going to be one of those shirts people go, that was an alright shirt.
And I think that's when you're talking about what would take it to the next level. That's exactly it. It's a bit too, albeit it's unique, it's still not quite at that upper level.
There's no shots of the back of the shirt, which is a shame. Do the checkers actually carry on?
You know what? I don't know. I would guess not, because Adidas have been quite bad at that. I'm going to go out and say that they're just not very good.
That would be a massive shame, wouldn't it?
It would.
Why? Oh, it looks like it doesn't go into the shoulders there. And that knocks it down for me a little bit.
It really does. And I'm actually quite shocked that they've not learned from the mistakes of this year, because that was kind of universally criticised. And I understand it with sort of stripe patterns, but that you could very easily still have numbers on the back. I don't really see any
reason why not to, really.
Well, I can't think of any either. And, there'll be a reason probably, but that's a big shame.
It is a big shame. I'm looking at the promotional video trying to find out for definite if it is, but it looks like it probably is.
Yeah,
so
it's a very good point.
I'm going to say it is. In terms of the ratings, basically, if you don't know, we need to physicalize some kind of leaderboard. Phil's been reviewing all the ratings of all the shirts individually. So far, out in front is the Liverpool goalkeeper shirt, which is absolutely stunning, black, kind of simple, classy. That's in 85. Chelsea, second 83rd. Liverpool's home is in 81. Then we got some middling 70s and so on. And right down at the bottom, Juventus' absolute atrocious kit there. Phil, where are you going to put this on the leaderboard of shirt scores?
Yeah, it's a really hard one to place. I think, as we talked about, I think what they're trying to do, they've done well of what they're trying to do with the direction, but ultimately it's not particularly memorable. Having said that, there's not many mistakes.
It's probably the best it could be of that style.
Yeah,
really,
and I think for me, I would broadly say that sort of shirt isn't going to get above 70. It's maybe harsh, but I think I'll give it a 70. I think it's
so below the Corinthians shirt.
Yeah, I think the Corinthians one,
which I remember you not really being that big a fan of, and it's interesting that
and I think with that one, it was just as a design, it was just a bit more appealing.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna go for 70. I think.
I thought you were going to go higher than that, if you're being honest.
Yeah.
I think I would go a little bit higher than that, but that's a 70 from Phil there. Let us know in the comments what you make of that. Where should it sit on all leadership scores? And don't forget, if you are new to FOOTY.COM, we do absolutely loads of kit reviews. Nowhere else does it on YouTube. We are the home of that kind of stuff. So you basically want to look at all the new shirts as they release. Subscribe to that channel. You get notifications all the time about the new kit releases. Tell us why we're wrong or why we're really right about the shirt in the comments below. Go and check out the rest of the kit reviews. My name is Stephen. This is Phil alongside me. See you later.